Hi you, King here. Wolverine by Insomniac. What to expect? Well, first, let's get it out in the open. The leaks have made their way throughout the internet, and I feel horrible for Insomniac. Because it's not just their game being revealed early, it's all their private info. Non-game related, if you know what I mean. They were pushed against the prison wall with an ultimatum most people couldn't even force themselves to choose. And since they chose to not give in, the hackers gave out all of their private info. But you know what I say? Make lemons into lemonade. Let's try to promote these guys instead of tear them down more than they already have been. Cause the game, from the leaks, looked great. It appears that Logan, the Wolverine, is gonna have not just customizable outfits, so you ain't just gonna be playing the game with just one costume. But it looks like there's gonna be a lot of badass fights, cause the fight scenes look gritty as heck and bloody too. But what do you expect from an anti-hero whose powers mainly consist of unbreakable knives coming out of his fist that can cut through anything? And it appears to be from the enemies Logan seems to be facing off against, by literally taking their face off with his adamantium claws, that the location for this game might be set in modern Japan just because of all the ninjas and teched out cyborgs that Logan seems to be squaring off against. And speaking of squaring off against ninjas, Logan will be able to utilize a samurai sword against his opponents, which makes sense because he is a brawler type fighter. He mainly uses whatever he has within his own power or around him in his environments to do as much damage to his enemies as possible. And it's not just the combat that looks on point, but also the free roaming. Yeah, this is done by Insomniac, the people who did wonders with the Spider-Man game series, which was a step above the Batman Arkham series. Maybe not in lore, but definitely in gameplay. To those who don't see Wolverine as a parkour, never really got into Wolverine to see this man moves. He's as quick as he is durable. And he has learned throughout the years to utilize his claws to get through obstacles that obstruct his path, which includes using them to cling to walls, to climb up them, or to, parkour. So not only are we going to have a variety of customizations for the clothing and outfits that Logan's going to be wearing and tearing, but we're also going to get a variety of skill sets and different ways to attack and defend ourselves, while also having a variety of different ways to move around the various open world maps that we're going to be getting in this game, to definitely make it more than just a standard 3D beat 'em up game. And Insomniac might be taking inspirations for what's gonna happen in this game from the most memorable stories from the Wolverine comics, which of course might seem like an obvious duh, but still, we know Insomniac like to put their own spin on things. So who's to say that this might stay faithful to the comics? Because they might do their own thing that might spice things up and gives us twists that we wouldn't expect or see coming with the Wolverine character. As for the Wolverine costume, I think just like with the Spider-Man games, there's just gonna be a whole tab where it's gonna be filled with the most memorable Wolverine costumes that's ever debuted in the comics, TV shows, or movies. And it's just gonna be awesome collecting them throughout the game, so you'll be able to rock them when you're fighting against ninjas and other enemy types. Going from either the most nostalgic to the most coolest looking to the most savage appearance. Which I can already say the costume that Insomniac has already chosen for Wolverine, not saying it will be the one he goes throughout the whole game with, or it won't be changed when the game is actually ready to come out, is gonna definitely be like a A+, because it's already looking good, stylish, savage, and, faithful to the comics. So there's no way I can see fans hating on this. And if they do, they're blind. And if everything I've just said wasn't enough, from the different styles that you'll be able to rock as Logan to the fighting mechanics and mobility, as well as the game actually being bloody and most likely rated M for mature, we also get the bonus of being able to play as Jean Grey. Yeah, Jean Grey, one of the most powerful psychics in the Marvel Universe, aka the Phoenix. Like in Insomniac's Spider-Man game franchise, we're just now getting Cindy Moon, so we're going to be getting a female spider character. But in this Wolverine game, we're not just going to be playing as Wolverine, but the most powerful psychic, arguably, in the Marvel Universe. Like, that one surprised me. I did not see that coming. And speaking of other mutants, we might be facing off against Weapon X in this game. So we might be going against not just ninjas, but definitely other powered mutants. But honestly speaking, I would like a variety mix between all of the villains Wolverine has faced off against in the past. The wicked human William Stryker, or the mutant hunting giant robots, the Sentinels, or even the mystical threat that can substitute the Hulk, the Wendigo. And for the mutant threat, you could have the Silver Samurai, Deathstrike, or if you really want that synergy for the movie, Deadpool. In fact, for a Marvel theory, I believe this game's gonna come out around the same time the movie does. And whether it comes out before or after, it's definitely gonna generate hype for X-Men characters all around. I even theorize that there's gonna be a DLC with X-23. And it's gonna be slowly hinted to or building up her character in the first game so that she can have a DLC where she becomes Wolverine and teams up with, the X-Men in the later game franchise expansions. I even think there's gonna be a flashback scene showing Wolverine's origins, how he got the adamantium bonded to his skeleton. And just like how Insomniac always likes to make a twist, midway making you think you know who the villain is for the game, but then an even bigger, more evil villain comes in and rocks the main character's world, I think that bigger villain will either be a tie between Sabretooth or Silver Samurai, depending on who they could use to tell the better story. Like, the game takes place most likely in Japan, so you might say the Silver Samurai, but Sabretooth's always been there at Wolverine's throat since day one, so you could also say it's him. As for if there's gonna be other mutants you can play as, I think maybe not. But if there is one, I would want it to be Nightcrawler, honestly speaking. Not just because Nightcrawler's powers and movesets kinda would fit a game like this, but also because it would be great synergy for the Uncanny Spider-Man issues that has him as Spider-Man. It would just make sense because Insomniac's done the Spider-Man game, so you could have that be like a customization costume for him. But who's to say, really? All of this is just speculation right now, based off of what we've unfortunately seen early because of hackers. But I can't be mad because the game looks fire and I'm gonna be there day one to buy it. If you are the same, then please like, share, subscribe, and follow, and ring that notification bell for more.